What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Assuming everyone can hear me. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, so let's get started. Before we do get started, I would appreciate if everyone subscribes and drops a like, and let's get forward. So, first runner on the day, IBIO. You guys can see we have a PR here. Let's get this picture rolling as usual. And we can see we have a PR here, right? So, um, 7 million volume already, which is great. That's a lot of volume. That tells me probably during the day we're going to be trading to like 50, 60, 70 million volume. Just right off the bat. We are up 133%. So this one does have all of retail's eyes. Now, whatever is running the most, that's what retail is going to be watching, right? So retail is obviously watching this ticker. Now, how do we want to trade this? So soon as a pre-market, and pre-market, the first thing that I was looking at, when was it? It was at this time. I was looking at for a structure, like what's the structure, right? So we have a high here, we pull back, and then we break out of this high, right? So this tells me, okay, we're breaking structure, we're kind of forming an uptrend. So now where's my pullback going to be? So I had my pullback at 184, right? I was looking for shorts to cover here. I was looking for shorts to cover right at this area, and look for a trade off of that. And I was also looking at one more line. I was looking at this line right here. At the time, it was like right here. So I was looking at this candle, and I was looking at because I also liked a lot of volume right here. So I saw a lot of buying pressure come in. Then I also liked this candle right here. These are the two candles that I was watching. So I saw the candle open, lots of strength, solid pullback. So I was thinking, okay, maybe we see another pop right here. Let me kind of visualize it. I was thinking maybe we break out right here, right? And then pull back into that, right? And then just maybe make that move up like we are right now. Or we come down to the second key level, and that's exactly what happened. But I did not take that trade, as I don't like trading pre-market that much anymore, and I don't really have time. Right, I have to go for prayer. I have a lot of other things to take care of, so um, I'm not really able to execute that much, but sometimes I am. Now, um, what's next on this ticker? Like, what are we looking for next? Now, what I do, the thing that's coming to my mind is, all right, well, structure is pretty extended right now. After we got this pop, we've just been grinding up, right? So we really do need a pullback, a healthy pullback, if we want to continue the trend. Right now, it's choppy, right? Or right now, it's if it just stays up here, it's going to be choppy. What we want to see is a pullback, hopefully into like this 236. That would be great. But I'm not sure if we get it, right? Now pull back into 235, 236, consolidate around here. We're going to see how the level reacts, right? Because this is more going to be of an equal low setup. This is, okay, we have a high here. We broke out of this high. Now we want to come back, make equal lows here at 237, and then bounce back up. All right, so we want to see it slowly come down like this. All right, come down here, and then hopefully if it does hold up on that, we get that retracement back up. Now that's one scenario at 235. Now we need to see, we can also pull back to this previous high, which is another scenario, right? So these would be like buy areas that I'm focused on. But I'm also looking at market structure. One thing I want to look for is, we broke high day right here and grab liquidity. You guys can see that. We grab liquidity right here. We broke high, grab liquidity, and now we're going to the downside. So this candle could be a trend shift right here, especially with super high volume and not a massive move, right? We have a bigger move on the previous candle, which is on less volume. So this tells us that if there's more volume, the move should be even bigger. So someone's selling into this level, right? Someone's selling into this. We broke a new high day, so this tells me, hey, sellers are getting stacked here. This is somewhere that we need to be cautious about, right? So that's kind of the plan here. Really just depends on the market structure, how slow we come down here, how aggressive we come down here. If we come down here and it's holding up relatively nice, then I'll be looking for an entry. Next, I like the way LXXT is setting up. Oh wow. Wow. So this is the line that I just had set before pre-market stream started. I don't know if you guys can see it. Anyway, this is what I was looking at. Wow, that's insane. I was looking at this. You know, I talk about shorts covering a lot, and this worked out perfectly to the T. Now, what I was looking for is shorts to cover right within this candle. So if you look at it from a psychology perspective, we open here, brought it all the way up to 346 and closed down here. And then next candle just wipes out all these sellers. Wipe out all these sellers. So now next time we come down to this area, we're going to be looking for whoever came down here to cover because they know that this area is weak now. Right? So that's what I was looking for. I was looking for this hold over here. I didn't take an entry here, but I was looking to take an entry off the reclaim of this level, off the reclaim of this lower wick. And I thought as soon as we reclaim this $3 level, that's a buy entry for me to go long to high day. Right? And that's exactly what happened. You guys can see that was a perfect trade setup. And now it's gone to high day, so wow. Missed that trade. But you guys can see 1.7 million float right there, low float. This, oh well, it's fine. KTRA just had news. Nothing. Stupid penny stock. Yeah, I'm pretty upset about missing LXXT right here. That would have been. When I talk about shorts covering, I look for areas where they're like kind of forced to cover, right? It's like off of previous highs. For example, I would look for shorts to cover. I mention it a lot. I look for shorts to cover within candle wicks. So if I have, so if I'm a short, if I'm thinking from a short perspective, right? I'm a long right here. Let's just say, oh, I'm a short right here. I take a short at 4. What's my price target as a short? Well, if I'm a long, I'm looking for price targets up to here, right? My price target is 350. That's where that massive candle closes, right? Before that massive move down. So if I'm a short, I'm looking at that same 350 level, except the chart is flipped. So if I'm a short, I'm looking to cover here, right? That's my price target as a short. Okay, and then longs are looking like, okay, that's a nice dip and continuation in the trend. Let me take that dip as well. So 350 is the next level to watch now, because shorts who are coming in here, they see it hold up, they can be like, okay, well, 350 is not cracking down, and if 350 is holding, buyers are gonna step in off this previous high. Shorts are gonna start to get scared, and then it's gonna cause a panic to get that next leg. Does that make sense? So kind of understanding where shorts come in and getting that. So like, let's say right here too, shorts could cover right here off of this internal wick or this candle open. All right, so 360, 350 would be our level to watch on LXXT for pullback. Yeah, try to think like a short and you can understand a lot more. That's it helps a lot. But it's also needed with market structure, but yeah. All right. I'm really hawking LXXT for a trade here soon. I like the way it's setting up. Consolidation under 4 and then breakout over 4 would be big. I'll look for a trade setup soon. Anyway, we have that LXXT and then Verb. So we'll be keeping eyes on Verb as well. Now for Verb, I don't know. Like I wish there was a candle open here. That's the only thing about it. I wish there was more liquidity down here. This is just a big gap, right? So if I see a candle close up here, I don't know. I really think it's going to struggle now. Like, I think this is a struggle play. It's got to reclaim 37.7, pop over it, retest back into it for me to try to trade it. I got to break out and pull back into that. Some sort of pullback. Let's just say these two lines. I want to see it break out. And pull back into these two levels. Either one of them, right? But you guys can see, like, there's no candle opens. There's no fresh liquidity here. So whatever's coming here is previous, like it's yesterday or the day before or maybe from a week ago. There's no fresh liquidity sitting here. Or there's no fresh support. It's just a gap right there. So I don't like that as much. I think it's a little bit overextended. There's all this buyer liquidity stuck up here, right? So this tells me like, hey, buyers are trapped up here. Now sellers are in control. Now once it reclaims these levels, buyers can come back in control, right? Because this is where they have their liquidity. But until then, I don't see strength. Make sense? LXXT. We'll see. We'll see it pull back into 360, 350. Hopefully. What else is running? HOTH. Alright, we're pulling back on LXXT into that. HOTH had news today as well. You guys can see buyers got trapped off this volume. Not worth it. Buyers completely trapped here. You guys see that? That's a great lesson. You guys see that seller zone right there? Simply because there was so much buying pressure coming in. You guys see that? So much buying pressure. Not even half of the move of simply what happened off of no volume. So that's easy. Someone's selling into that pop. That makes it. Someone knew about this news. They front loaded it. You guys can see these front loads literally 2 days before. You see these front loads? Let me go to Weibo and see how much volume that was. 28,000 front load right there. There's a lot of front loads. You see that? And then also, okay, not too long ago, 2 days prior. Let's extend that out. Okay, a few days ago, we had some, resistance into this as well. So someone's selling into 188. So it's just that same seller here. I'll look for shorts to cover off of 159 because that's the internal liquidity. Right? You guys can see this is where keep talking about those internal candles on wicks. But nothing really, not really a fan of HOTH, not much volume. I'm not even going to pull up that CDC or CGC or whatever. It had some stupid Mona Lisa art, woke news. Not even worth trading. Some BS. So I think that's our plan for right now. Nothing really crazy. I think LXXT has some good potential. Right, this is a low float stock. Setting up. I want to see it kind of come down to 350s. Hopefully crack below it. Grab some liquidity, get shorts to get scared, and then pull back up. That would be ideal. But just watching off these 350, 360 levels. And then we have Verb, which isn't looking the best. And then we have IBIO. Get rid of this stuff so I can have a clean chart. All right. That's pretty much what we're looking at. So I hope you guys kind of understood the pre-market plan, my thought process behind it. I'll be taking some questions now. Right, we don't have too many runners right now, right? So it's just a very simple plan, and then we'll adjust as market goes. So what are you guys thinking? What type of questions we have? What do you not understand? I'll be waiting for questions here. I like the way Verb is holding up, but I really want to see some confirmation. Maybe get a pop and then a pullback into the hour key level, right? I do see the selling cooling down. Now, confirmation is the best thing. You never want to be too early. So get that pop, get over at 37, pull back into it. That would be ideal. That would be really ideal. What does it mean when they're big wicks in pre-market? Well, for example, like a wick like this tells me, hey, there's sellers up here. Someone's trying to sell. But obviously, they don't have enough liquidity because it made a new high. So every new high is basically more shorts coming in. Every new high is market makers grabbing liquidity for the move to the opposite side. So for example, if there's a move to the downside, market makers are grabbing liquidity to the downside to then reverse back up. All right. So if there's a move to the upside right here, they're grabbing liquidity to make it come down. But then we come down here, market makers grab liquidity again to make that move up. And then we grab liquidity off of after this previous high and then break below. So you guys see it's telling you a story that once we grab liquidity here, now if we did not grab this liquidity right here, if we did not break over this high and we broke below this low and then went up, that would tell me, hey, this thing's about to rip, right? This thing's about to go, because this move was going to happen either way. So this move either happens to the upside or the downside, okay? Now, once we break over this key level, now sellers have grabbed liquidity. Now they got what they wanted, and now they can bring it down with strength. But let's say that wasn't there. Let's say that wasn't the case. They did not grab liquidity, and it was just consolidating here. Once we broke below this low, once we came here, kind of broke below this low, consolidated, we would then come back up and make that move to the upside. Does that make sense? It's just who grabs liquidity where. Yeah, so protected candle is an equal low, basically. An equal low. So if you think about market structure, you have an equal low and then you have higher lows, which would be break of structure after every high, right? So if I have equal low, let's say I have a candle that starts off, I pull back and make a new high. So that means my pullback is making a setup for a higher low, right? My pullback is making a setup for a higher low. My pullback is setting up for higher lows, right? So if I break over the previous high, that tells me we have a break of structure. How do we draw? All right, so we have a high, and then we have a pullback, okay? And then we break that high. So that tells me after we broke this high, this is break of structure, right? We broke the structure. Now, a protected candle would be the low that made the new high. This low right here would be a protected candle. This tells us this is where big money is sitting. This is where market makers are sitting, right? So this is the low that starts the trend. This low tells me, hey, once I break over, and pull back into this, this is now a higher low off of previous highs. So we're making an uptrend, okay? So this is going to be an uptrend, pull back into old break of old structure, okay? And then now this is going to be the equal low. This is going to be where once it cracks below this bottom, trend is invalidated, pull back and dump, okay? But if it pulls back, if it breaks this uptrend and pulls back into it, you would look for 54-cent entry, and then you would look for a pullback into that uptrend again, so 61, and then probably just do whatever, right? Does that make sense? But equal lows and market structure. That make sense? Correct. Basically, areas just as finding the trend, right? It tells me where the trend, what the trend is. A protected candle is literally where the trend started. It goes up, comes down. If the trend is going to completely shift, it's going to break below there. Trend's going to hold. We're ready for a bounce. And market makers protect those levels because that's obviously that's where the big money came in from. So they want to hold that low. LXXT. Nice. Bouncing from those levels pretty nicely. 360. You guys see where shorts are going to cover? Shorts are getting scared. They got some liquidity under 360. Grab stop losses. But it's so much chop up here, so I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen. So I'm gonna wait it out a little bit. Carnival Corporation. CCL just got massive news. Carnival Cruise Line just got massive news. All-time record booking levels. That's big. That's huge. Keep eyes on CCL here. All right, something to keep eyes on. But other than that, I hope you guys learned something from this video and this live stream. If you guys tune in, I appreciate it. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. I'm gonna have more YouTube videos coming out for education as well. I'm gonna continue these live streams, so if you guys miss it on Discord, you guys still get the notification that hey, I'm on live, and you guys can start tuning in. So I hope you guys learned something. I'll see you guys on Friday.